Previously on the Theme Park Evaluator.
The time has come. Darkness is upon us. And now, we summon the zombies and the monsters of the night to come to life once more. We welcome all the things that inhabit our dreams and our nightmares. We look forward to the chaos that the darkness creates. And we are hiding in the shadows. We are the things that will bump in the night. And welcome to our Fright Fest.
Why?
And lastly, as we take a look at Six Flags Great America's Fright Fest, let's remember the rides and attractions that have come and gone from Six Flags Great America.
And now to remember some dear friends, some rides that have come and gone. ladies and gentlemen, it was a fantastic time at Six Flags Great America's Fright Fest. And sad to say, all good things must come to an end. And thank you for watching the show. That's right, you are the ones that I thank. Because without you, well, okay, I'd still go to theme parks, but I wouldn't have this much fun taping them, you know what I mean? So, just remember, go big, go Six Flags. Hello there, friends. I am Joseph Gregory Pagac, the theme park evaluator, and I am going to do my final evaluation for Six Flags Great America's Fright Fest for 2012. Now, let's be honest, friends. The park has kind of gone down each year with Fright Fest. And by that I mean, it started to have outdated looking decorations, and sometimes even the shows can be a little bit underwhelming. But it's still one of the most fun parts of the season. I mean, I myself don't really count it as part of the actual 2012 season. I count it as its own separate thing. That's how much fun it really is. But, as I have mentioned, it has kind of gone downhill. The scare actors, while good at what they do, are oftentimes harassed by the other guests. And I'm not meaning, that they're constantly being looked at for photos or like, oh, my kid just loves you and whatever, can you please give him a little hug or something like that. And it's like, those type of things are a little bit more harmless. I'm talking about the people that just decide, you know what, I came here to be scared, but you know what, you better not scare me or otherwise I'm going to punch you in the face. What's up with that? You came to a theme park in order to become scared. That's the whole point of Fright Fest, isn't it? To be scared? But yet you're going to try to punch the person whose job it is to scare you. That makes no sense to me. Now that isn't actually part of the Six Flags experience. And by that I mean, it's not something that I can really evaluate. I can't evaluate how other guests are. I can just comment on how stupid they are. Because, again, it is not the theme park's problem that you don't want to be scared at this scary event that is produced by the theme park. You paid the money to come into the theme park in order to be scared, and you don't want to be scared. Makes no sense to me. I mean, I can kind of understand with kids, and that is something that they really shouldn't be all kinds of angry at. I mean, they should not really target the kids too much. Should they go and, just kind of walk slowly after them? Sure. But they shouldn't go out of the way to just basically punish the kids. So I can see where people might get a little bit upset at that part. But now for the actual true evaluation of the park. Now, I always go off of entertainment, guest relations, cleanliness, and of course, my brain has gone stupid. Theming. The main thing that I'm about. I couldn't remember the word. I am stupid sometimes. But then again, aren't all evaluators stupid at sometimes? That's right. We go off of theming, guest relations, cleanliness, and entertainment. Now, the cleanliness. I do not understand how this park claims it is clean, or the cleanest theme park in the world. I have seen during this 2012 season a whole bunch of different pieces of garbage all over the park. I've seen diapers thrown outside of the restrooms. I've seen dead birds in the middle of the midway. I've seen golf balls and bottle caps and candy wrappers, bags for the cotton candy, all over the place. Now, for example, a place like Disney or Universal, you barely would have that type of issue. And by barely, I think, yeah, at Universal I only had one piece of gum that I found. That's not something that you're going to really be upset about. Oh, somebody spit out a piece of gum. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, it is a bad thing that they, just spit it onto the ground and not into the trash. But one piece, that's all I found. And I've seen all those other things at Six Flags. Great America. Just for Fright Fest. That's not something that's right. They should have a little bit better cleanliness than that. I just cannot get behind calling this place the cleanest theme park in the world. It just is not right. Because there are cleaner theme parks. I've been to them. Now, that's not the only thing, of course. Of course, you're going to have, guest relations. Now, of course, guest relations is all about how the hosts interact with the guests. Duh, guest relations, right? Well, it almost seems as though the hosts at Six Flags Great America don't really care. Now, I'm not meaning like the people at guest relations themselves don't really care, because every time that I've had to do an experience with them, they've always seemed genuinely wanting to help me. And I'm talking more about the ride hosts. There are a few outstanding ride hosts over there that will basically bend over backward in order to make sure that you're having a great time. However, there are the others. When you happen to mention, well, this person just over here line jumped me. And to that extent, the about 400 to 500 people behind me. And they just go, well, you have anybody to back that up? And I say, yeah, the 400 to 500 people that are behind me. But they're not willing to call for security. They're not willing to have that person to go all the way to the back of the line. They don't do anything when it comes to that. The line jumping is something that is completely and utterly out of hand. And I've been to other places where it's worse, but at least where it's worse, they somewhat believe you when you say that the person has been line jumping. And sometimes they'll try to help you out. Six Flags Great America, their hosts basically just go, you're bothering me, kid. I need to operate this attraction. I can't do anything in order to help you out. Please just get on the ride and enjoy it. And in all truthfulness, I do enjoy the rides. I enjoy the rides immensely. That's why I keep going. It's because I enjoy their rides. That's a main reason for me to keep coming back. I can somewhat overlook the hosts that are not so great, but the rides are the reason why I can do that. I don't like the idea of having to wait longer because there are people line jumping me. I don't like the idea of waiting longer because you've decided that you're going to make your whole revenue campaign about flash passes. I get that you want to make it seem like you're saving those people time, and you are to an extent, but with how many that they sell, they have a line waiting to get on from the Flash Pass line, and then you also have the people that are now waiting sometimes up to twice as long for a ride that they used to be able to wait for half the time, just because you were selling other people a Flash Pass for $100. But again, it is a theme park, and they have to operate using, well, any means that they can, and a Flash Pass for $100 does seem like a good idea for the theme park in order to make sure that they keep getting some sort of money. And the rides for the most part, are fairly spectacular. For the most part. I mean, there are, of course, ones that are not as wonderful, but for a family, they're great. I mean, the Hometown Fun Machine is just, a scrambler, a sizzler. They're fun, but they're not something that is necessary to the theme park. You have your, things like Big Easy Balloons. It's basically just a little balloon ride that goes up in the air and sort of spins. Nothing, again, too spectacular, but great fun for the kids. So, you can't really fault a theme park for having something for everyone. And to that extent, they really excel. And then lastly, of course, we have the theming. Now, the theming of the park, as I've said, it seems as though the decorations have gone kind of downhill. And in all truthfulness, if I were running a theme park, I wouldn't have the ability to buy new props every single year. I wouldn't have the ability to constantly repaint. No. But you have to be able to do that sometimes. And I would say at least once every 3 or 4 years. Just to make sure that things look fresh, they look new, they look like you're actually trying to make people scared. And in all truthfulness, I don't think that they're trying anymore to get people scared. Which kind of goes back to that previous argument that I had just, at the beginning of the film. It's supposed to be scary. So, if you come to the theme park and it doesn't seem like they're trying to scare you, but you get angry at them actually trying to scare you, it's kind of a paradox, isn't it? Sure, they still have the Necropolis, which is by far the scariest area in the park. And with good reason. That's where they place the most effort. They have scare actors there that are willing to interact with you. Like that basically school teacher lady that was telling me to move along. Cool. She was kind of creepy. That was how it's supposed to be. You are supposed to feel sort of scared, if not, terrified. They have wonderful little interactive kiosks, like the window that the guy runs to asking for help and gets bashed in. That's creepy. The one where it's showing a forest and there's a zombie creature thing eating a guy, and the zombie runs towards you, the hunter shoots the zombie, or maybe not a hunter, but, another person shoots the zombie, making you all bloodied up. That is scary. They have gravestones with clever little puns on them. That is great. There's just not enough, especially in the Yukon territory. I mean, that area, all it really is just, hi, we have lumberjacks. That's it. Nothing is really decorated in that area, so it's not really themed very well. I mean, sometimes I think that they try. Sometimes I think that they don't try. In that area, it definitely shows that they did not try. Now, of course, with that entertainment that I was talking about, where the rides were great, or at least serviceable for, the kiddies, but in another area where they excel at this year were the shows. They had a great little, side musical of Phantom. They had another musical, Dead Man's Party, where it seems like it's kind of a little more intimate, especially because you're at the Snowshoe Tap House, where they only can fit like 150 people inside of there, and they're coming out into the audience, and they're, flirting with you, maybe not, not me, but, like the ladies, because of the one guy's like, yoo-hoo, that type of thing. That is some great entertainment, because they're bringing you into the actual action. Now, of course, their biggest effort is Love at First Fright. Love at First Fright has been a staple of the theme park. It's the premier musical of the actual Fright Fest. It's been there since the beginning. It is fantastic, and it mainly has to do with the songs. You know that they're going to have some witty commentary on the popular culture of that year. They try. They make you actually feel so very joyous because they are happy about doing what they are doing. They actually understand that this show is something that needs to be spectacular. And it shows when they actually perform it. They're all, at least, acting like they're happy to be there. But even afterward, it seems as though when you are going up and meeting with the characters, that they actually enjoyed what they had done. Now, to me, the biggest letdown, though, is the Full Moon Rock Explosion. I mean, you call it a concert, a parade, and okay, technically you're right. But you have such stilted delivery on the songs for the most part. I mean, the guy that does Dr. Fright is fantastic. And the other gentleman who was singing Enter Sandman, I believe is the song, he was doing great. But for the most part, everybody else... Well, okay, the person that does Witchy, I believe her name is Megan, I believe she was also really good with her song, but everybody else just kind of seemed like they were just doing it because Six Flags said, do the songs. We're kind of forcing you all to just get together for this one little mashup at the end of the night, so just do it. Just go ahead and do it. And you can see, as they're performing, that they don't care as much about that. Especially during the actual parade. Now, it's a little bit hard to see, and I did turn up the gamma for everybody, or the contrast, or whatever you want to call it, in order to be able to see it a little bit better. You can, but it's still hard to see just because of how dark the area is, and I appreciate darkness, but even with the parade, they're just kind of... they don't care. There are a couple of people during that, a couple of character actors that are, doing their great thing, like some of the, lumberjacks are still doing the revving up of the chainsaws and slicing towards the audience. That's good. There should be more people doing that. But the people on the trolley are just like, yeah, we're here. Don't bother us. We only have another 10 minutes before we're all gone, and you guys are just out of the park, so just don't bother us. I'm sorry. You need more effort than that. More effort. That's why the Full Moon Rock Explosion does not work. The other shows are great. Okay, I lied. There is one show that is not great, and that is Susan Rose and Mistress of Mesmerism. Sure. The first time you see her, she's fun, she's hilarious. But every time you see her after that, it's the same stupid stuff. You have different people during the shows, which makes it different, but every single time, it's always the same stupid antics. Make the people do other things. You're a mistress of mesmerism. Figure out other crazy crap for these people to do, rather than just, I'm gonna stuff my shirt full of napkins, That's how it always ends. Hear that? It always ends with the Chippendale dancers. Yay! Who cares? It's funny the first time, but every time after that, it's the same stupid show. At least with Love at First Fright, you have different deliveries. You have wonderful music. You have great actors. Ugh, Susan Rosen is just boring. Unless, of course, you're trying to get hypnotized. Then it can be quite fun. I've tried to get hypnotized. I can't. It does not work. I've even ruined one of her shows for her because she thought I was hypnotized. I wasn't. Ha ha ha! That was the best part of that show. was me say I wasn't hypnotized. Now, don't get me wrong. If you like hypnosis, it's a great show. I don't really enjoy hypnosis too much. In fact, I think my review of Six Flags Over Mid-America, I stated that Steve Daly, everybody loves Steve Daly, was a great performer because he did other things. I saw his show twice, which is a lot over the course of a 3-day weekend. And each show, he did different things. He didn't always have the people constantly doing the same stuff. He changed it up. That's how you make good entertainment, is you change it up. And that's what Love at First Fright does. It changes up the popular culture references. And that's all that you need. So for me, I give Six Flags Great America Fright Fest 2012 for theming a 3, for cleanliness a 2, for guest relations a 2, for entertainment 4 stars. You know what? I can't honestly give it 4 stars. 3 stars because Susan Rosen is just so terrible. Except for the first time. I'm sorry, Susan. I'm sorry. I just am not a big fan of the show. I'm sorry. So, that equals up to a grand total of 2.5 stars for Six Flags Great America's Fright Fest 2012. Thank you for watching, folks, and we'll see you next season.